Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are reviewing Death on the Nile. Directed by Kenneth Branagh and starring Kenneth Branagh, Gadot and Armie Hammer. Death on the Nile is a very famous Hercule Poirot story, crime novel if you will, that was written by the late great Agatha Christie. I must admit, as famous as they are, it's not really something that I have ever explored. My introduction to Poirot is that my nan used to watch the ITV channel show back in the day. Apart from that, I don't really know what this is about. It isn't really my thing, but I'm willing to broaden my horizons. I'm willing to give it a chance and see what it's all about. And if you're like me and you don't really know what you're getting yourself into here, it's really quite straightforward. Hercule Poirot, a detective, has to solve a murder on a cruise that just so happens to be going along the Nile. Clue quite literally is in the name. But before we go any further, could you be a dear? Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really does help me and the channel massively, and we thank you if you do. So to start with the positives of Death on the Nile, I did think this was filmed really nicely. There is some lovely cinematography on display here. Whether it be that they use slow motion to introduce characters or the lighting that they use, even some of the set designs, especially around Egypt, I couldn't really tell if these were real genuine places or if they had been built on a set, and I was quite impressed by that I couldn't actually tell the difference. I think they were set designs. I'm pretty confident they were set designs. And the film even starts with this whole sort of backstory, a black and white backstory, which I have to admit I was really interested in. However, it seems to have absolutely no attachment to the rest of the film. It's its own film. You could make your own film out of that black and white introduction. It doesn't really need to be here. As nice and lovely as it was, looking at it from afar, it's like, wow, you could have made this film a lot smoother if you just cut that first 20 minutes off. It's nice, but it's unnecessary. But I do appreciate the artistic flair that this film offered. I found the performances to be really mixed. Some people were fantastic. Some people looked like they were just there to get paid and go home. And other people were really hamming it up. It's like the director hadn't quite spoken to everyone and said, look, this is the tone we're going for. Everyone seems to be doing their own thing here and it's clashing quite a lot. It doesn't really fit. It makes everyone feel like a cartoon a little bit, or they're just, if cartoonish feels wrong, hyper exaggerated is probably the right way to say it. They're also really pompous, arrogant people and they're not that deep or interesting. So I just didn't really relate to anybody here. I didn't really like anybody here either. Can't really have a go at the performances on that behalf. I think that's in the writing, and I haven't read the original book. Maybe that is how the characters are written and they are just arrogant, unlikable arseholes. If so, I can't really dock the film points for that. They are doing what the source material says, but I don't like that, you know? I would have liked to have been able to attach to at least maybe 2 or 3 characters, but it's Poirot. You just have Poirot to attach to, and that is it. The best performance for me was Gal Gadot. I think she is growing quite a lot as an actress. She is really starting to find subtleties and nuances in her performances. And I also like that she's really exploring some roles. She's not just doing the same thing all the time anymore. Yes, generally speaking, she plays a beautiful woman because she is a beautiful woman, but sometimes it's a sophisticated, beautiful woman who's quite angelic. Sometimes it's a really devious crime boss who's, you know, she uses her sexy ways to lure the men in. I like that she isn't just playing it safe all the time. The worst of the performers for me was Tom Bates. So it turns out this guy's name is actually Tom Bateman, and I just didn't realise because it was like a ... next to his name. So all I saw was Tom Bate. So every time I say Tom Bate, I actually mean Tom Bateman. Carry on. This is going to sound harsh, but it's a genuine observation of mine on his performance. I had to ask myself as to whether or not he was on cocaine because he looks fucking wired through this movie. His eyes are like this. I don't think he blinks. There are several moments in the film where he just doesn't blink. His eyes are just bang, wide open. He's energetic, he's speaking fast. It is like he has just inhaled hardcore drugs before doing a take, and it's weird, it's jarring, and I actually found it funny. I found his character completely unintentionally funny from start to finish. He was my favourite character in the film because he was supplying all of these unintentional laughs. That's not good. I mean, I liked it, but it's not good. And the big problem with this film is it's just so damn slow. I was trying to be fair because, like I said, this isn't really my cup of tea, but I can't lie, I did check my watch a few times and it was getting frustrating because it was like, we've been here half an hour now and we've achieved nothing. Nothing has happened. I then looked later and it took an hour before anything of genuine interest happens in this movie. That first 60 minutes is just character setup and they're not interesting characters. There's no smoking gun, there's no suspense, there's no tension. You're just spending time with people you don't really care about. I needed something earlier on to keep me hanging in there, do you know what I mean? Because I don't really know what I was waiting to happen. I just knew I was waiting for something to happen because nothing has happened. It's not quite how suspense and tension works. Like, you need the setup, then build the tension, then go bang. It seems to miss that first part. It's just everyone, you know, these are the people, we're gonna have a chinwag, oh dear, that's happened. It's not really gonna get the emotional connection. I think there's too many characters and they don't know how to make all of them have a lasting impact in the film. I'm not going to specify on which actor and who I mean specifically because I think that will give away the game as to who might be innocent and guilty in the story of this film. But there are some great actors that I love, genuinely love, and they just have no reason to be here. Like, cut them out and the film's just smoother for them not being there. I also have a lot of issues with how Hercule Poirot does his detective work. He's actually quite a piss poor detective. He should never ever get the job if this is how he operates. He never has evidence. He never does anything with forensics. He never wears gloves appropriately. He never seems to have any of the, you know, cordon off areas. Like, people are just walking in and out of crime scenes. Like, he's horrifically bad at this. I'm not a trained policeman and I know this is not how you do things, sir. And on top of that, the way he whittles down his clues is he just wildly accuses absolutely everybody, and I mean literally every single person in the room. He blames all of them until one of them eventually sort of comes forward or slips up at some point. That's not good. That's not going to hold up in a court of law. You could easily get done for like harassment and mistrial and all kinds of horrible things that would really backfire in your face and blow up the whole investigation. But no, he will blame your nan, your auntie, the dog, the cat, the hamster, the goldfish. Everybody is a suspect to this guy and it's just stupid. Just actually do some detective work and you might get some clues and the clues might point you towards the killer. It's not hard. Well, I mean, it is, but, you know, it's the way of doing detective work is known like the back of people's hands. Why is this guy just doing his own mental thing that never would work in a million years? Just kind of made me dislike him, and it also just pulled me out of the movie. It's just like, this is just stupid, isn't it? This is just dumb. But I suppose it allowed me to have fun with it. Like, it was, those little things did make me laugh. The fact we've got Tom Bate, who seems to be very high on cocaine, and you've got Hercule Poirot with an awful French accent, just wildly accusing people of murder every 5 seconds. It's, in that level, yeah, I was entertained. So I'm going to give Death on the Nile a 3 out of 10. It is filmed really nicely, but my God, is this a schlocky, slow mess that just needs another 3 or 4 hours in the editing room and really whittle it down. I can't really remember the exact runtime of this movie. I feel like it was close to 2.5 hours, and it absolutely has zero reason to be. This would have been a whole lot better, but instead it's slow and very boring. Thank you for watching this review. Please be sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And please be sure to hit the comment section. What did you think of Death on the Nile? Do you agree with me? Were you a bit struggling with it, or was this totally up your street? Did you have a great time with this? And if you did, let me know in the comment section below. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review.